All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a big one, Friedrich Nietzsche's Thus Spake Zarathustra. And honestly, calling it a book doesn't quite do it justice. It's more like a philosophical hurricane that completely changed the game for modern thought.
So Nietzsche just drops this bombshell of an image on you right at the start. I mean, think about it. He's not messing around with dry academic stuff. He's painting this picture of all of us, of humanity walking a tightrope. On one side, we're animals. On the other, something more. It's a journey over a crazy abyss, super dangerous, but also filled with this incredible potential.
So yeah, this is the story of a seriously dangerous idea. We're going to break it all down. The crisis Nietzsche was responding to, the scary warning he gave us, his wild vision for the future, and of course, the super complicated legacy all of this left behind. You ready? Let's do this. Okay, so to really get what Zarathustra is all about, we have to kind of time travel back to the late 19th century. For hundreds of years, you had two main things holding up Western civilization: Christian morality and this big belief in reason from the Enlightenment. But Nietzsche, he looked around and saw those foundations cracking. He saw the anchors slipping. He basically diagnosed a massive spiritual earthquake, one that was shaking everything to its core. Now, this is maybe the most misunderstood line in all of philosophy. When Nietzsche says God is dead, he's not like high-fiving everyone. Not at all. It was a warning, a terrifying diagnosis. He was saying, hey, look, all our science and progress, it's dissolved the glue that held our values together. And without that religious bedrock, we're left with this huge gaping hole where meaning used to be. That's the crisis right there. The rise of nihilism, this creeping feeling that maybe, just maybe, life has no meaning at all. So he creates this character, this prophet named Zarathustra, who comes down from his mountain retreat to basically break the news to everyone. And the crazy part is, he's telling them something they've already done. Humanity, in a way, is the one that killed God with its own progress, but nobody's really stopped to think about what that means. Our whole compass for good and evil is gone. We're just adrift, and we're at a huge crossroads. So, standing at this crossroads, Zarathustra lays out two choices. Two possible futures for us. But he doesn't start with the good news. Nope. He starts with a massive warning. A warning about what happens if we take the easy way out, the path of just being, well, mediocre. And he calls this future the last man. This is Nietzsche's nightmare scenario. The last man isn't evil, that's the thing. He's almost worse. He's pathetic. He's the final fizzled out version of humanity, a person who is so obsessed with being comfortable, with being safe, with avoiding any and all pain, that there's just no room left for anything great. No ambition, no passion, nothing. Zarathustra paints this picture of a whole society hooked on what he calls little pleasures. You know, safety above all else. They don't take risks. Everybody wants the same boring stuff. And if something truly deep or challenging comes along, they just blink. They just look away. It's a chilling vision, right? A future where we've traded any chance at greatness for a cozy, safe, and totally meaningless life. Okay, so that's the warning, super bleak. But Nietzsche isn't just about doom and gloom. He offers another way, an alternative. It's not easy. In fact, it's incredibly hard, but it is an awesome, inspiring new goal for all of us. He calls this the Übermensch, which gets translated as Superman. And we have to be super, super clear about this. This has nothing to do with comic books or biological evolution. It's not a new species, it's a spiritual goal. It's a state of being, something you can become by overcoming your own weaknesses, fighting against the pressure to just follow the crowd, and literally creating your own values to live by, values that say yes to life. And just listen to how Zarathustra describes this. The Übermensch is lightning, a frenzy. I mean, that's the polar opposite of the sleepy, comfortable last man. This is the jolt of lightning that brings meaning back into a world of nihilism. The Übermensch doesn't just put up with life. He embraces all of it, the good, the bad, the suffering, the joy, the whole messy package. So there it is. The choice couldn't be more clear. Do we shrink? Do we become the last man, blinking in our comfort zone, happy with being small? Or do we try for something more? Do we strive to become this Übermensch, this creator of values, who can look right into the abyss and dance? Okay, so you might be thinking, great, sign me up for Übermensch 101. But Nietzsche doesn't give you a simple checklist. It's not a self-help book. Instead, he gives us this beautiful, powerful metaphor for how this whole spiritual journey works. He says the spirit goes through 3 transformations. First, you have to be a camel. You load up on all the traditional values, all the thou shouts, and you carry them to build discipline and strength. But then you have to become a lion. The lion is a destroyer. Its job is to say no to all those old values, to tear them down and create freedom for itself. But that's not the end. Freedom for what? That's when the lion has to become a child. A child is innocent, creative, playful. The child represents a new beginning, able to say a holy yes to life and create brand new values, just for the pure joy of creating. So as you can probably guess, ideas this explosive didn't just quietly enter the world. The legacy of this book is just as intense and controversial as the book itself. At first, pretty much nobody read it. It was ignored. Then came something truly awful. The Nazis got a hold of his ideas, especially the Superman, and they twisted it into this grotesque justification for their ideology of racial purity. I mean, a complete and total perversion of what Nietzsche was talking about. But then, after the war, people started to look at his work again. Philosophers, the existentialists, they saw it for what it was, a deep dive into what it means to be a free individual. And today, his ideas are everywhere. They've seeped into psychology, art, even our whole modern obsession with self-improvement and creating your own identity. So if you take away only one thing, let it be this, because it is so important. The Übermensch is about overcoming yourself. It's a battle against your own weaknesses, your own desire to just fit in, your own fear. It's about building yourself up, not tearing others down. And that brings us back to today. In a world that seems to prize comfort and safety above everything else, a world that looks a lot like the one the last man lives in, Zarathustra's challenge is maybe more relevant than ever. He's asking us, will you choose growth over comfort? Will you dare to create your own meaning? Will you see the struggles in your life not as things to avoid, but as the very things that can make you stronger? The big question he leaves hanging in the air for all of us isn't just, can we do it? It's, do we even want to try? This is for entertainment and educational purposes only.